Hello YouTube, hope everybody is doing well today. I thought I'd do a video on this keyboard actually because I've had a lot of people ask me about it wherever I go, whenever I use it. Uh, it gets a lot of looks. A lot of people asking questions about it. So I thought I'd do a quick video on it. It's something I use regularly because I type quite a bit, and so what I have here is my iPad Pro. So a lot of you might know that I'm a diver, a traveler, a driver of a custom truck that I do my own work to. But what you might not know about me is I'm a writer, and so I'm actually in the process of writing my own book. And I will be publishing that on Amazon, and I will leave more information on that later on down the line. I'm actually just finishing up the first draft, and then when I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and go back through and do the final draft. And I'll be releasing artwork and stuff like that to promote the book, so you guys can get an idea of what it's actually going to be about. But anyway, enough about that. Put that aside for now. We're going to talk about the keyboard. So before, this is what I was using. I was using my laptop, and it still works. I still use it. But I found that for my personal wants and my personal needs, while the laptop is good and there are things that it does that the iPad can't, one of my big problems with this laptop was portability and response time. It's not a top of the line laptop. It's got a lot of crap on it, to be honest, and frankly, it's got a lot of stuff that I don't need and I don't use. I use it for YouTube editing and stuff like that, so it's got a pretty broad, I guess, use. But for when I'm doing specific tasks and stuff, I prefer to use my my iPad, and that goes into writing and when I'm on the go and shopping. And it's easier to throw an iPad in my backpack with that versus packing up the laptop, which frankly isn't that hard, but it's a little bit heavier, a little bit more to take. iPad's just that much less. Anyway, so I didn't have a keyboard for it. My keyboard broke, and that was one thing. I couldn't write on it because I couldn't stand using that little touch keypad on the screen, and I wanted something that I could, like this. I love having a keyboard, and it's nice, but what I did not like about this was it just doesn't feel right. I grew up with the old school keyboards, so when I got this, you kind of get that old school firm keyboard touch. Another cool thing about it is, and this is probably one of the things that made me get it, yeah, it lights up. Go ahead and criticize me for it, but I do a lot of my writing at night, so therefore it makes sense to have a lot of keyboard, and I figured if I was going to go that route, it made sense to have one that was going to be cool and do different stuff. So it's got different setting modes. It's got this one, which I actually, to be honest with you, I rarely use it. It's got this one, which is the one I use the most. It's got quite a few of them. What else you got? It's got the kind of fade out colors, and there's a bunch of different color modes on it. Anyway, what I really like about the keyboard is you can adjust how bright the lights are, so you can use it in broad daylight, or you can use it at night without really straining your eyes. The battery lasts forever. Like, you can type on this thing for a week straight, 7 days non-stop, and not have it go out on you. It does have a power sleep mode, so it's not just on burning energy all the time. It will turn off. It's got a USB port on it, so you can, let's see if I can, yeah. So you can plug it in and charge it, or you can plug it into an actual computer, whether it be a desktop or a laptop, and you can use it along with an external mouse if you want. So it's pretty versatile in that sense, and it even has, underneath it, it has the little feet that will come out, so you can kind of stand it up and angle it towards you, which is also nice. The feel of it is one of the things that sold me right away. It feels solid, it feels firm, it feels good. All the keys are rubberized. The company, I believe, is D'Area. I'll try to leave a link in the description. Yeah, there it is. D'Area. I bought this on Amazon and I spent like 44 bucks on it. So I think that's a pretty good investment on something that's this well made, and it's actually metal plated underneath. So it feels pretty firm. I've not had a connection issue with it. It's very easy to hook up. I will say there's a lack of instruction, which is kind of frustrating, but that frustration passed after like 10 minutes, and then the keyboard's been effortless to use ever since. Yeah, it's really easy to use, real fun to use. I will say though, one thing, there's different options on what you can purchase. So take a close look at that. I can't remember off the top of my head which one's which, but one of those options, will not have the noise, the firm touch keys. They'll be more like this. Okay, so I will say, if you're going to get this, keep that in mind, because this thing can be quite noisy. If you're like in an office and it's dead quiet and nobody's making any noise, or you're in any really quiet environment, know that this is going to make a ton of noise in those environments. If you're in your office at home, if you're around family and friends, or you're at the kitchen table, it's probably not going to be an issue. But if you're in an area where people are doing test taking and everybody's being really quiet and reading, or you're in study hall, or you're in school and the teacher stopped talking and you're going over your notes or whatever, or you're testing and you finished and everybody else is still testing, you're not going to want to use this, because it will grate on a lot of people's nerves very quickly. So just a disclaimer there. But other than that, I fully recommend this. And just to be clear, this is not a sponsored video. I just thought this would be useful to you guys out there who could use a keyboard that is versatile, easy to use, and fun to use. So yeah, it's pretty functional. It's as functional as it is fun. I like it, and maybe some of you guys out there like it too. Alright, so I will see you in the next video. Peace.